We begin with the latest on South Korean President Lee Jae-myung's back-to-back trips. Having wrapped up his two-day visit to Japan, the South Korean leader is now in the United States. Our presidential office correspondent Song Yoo-jin joins us live from Washington, D.C. Yoo-jin, tell us more.
Right. Good morning over there in Seoul, Eun-ji. It's a little bit past 9 p.m. on a Sunday here in Washington, D.C. And as you mentioned earlier, South Korean President Lee Jae-myung and First Lady Kim Kyung arrived in the U.S. shortly before 3 p.m. Now, with that being said, tomorrow, Monday, will be the big day when President Lee holds his first face-to-face meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump. And Eun-ji, I think that you'll probably know the South Korea-U.S. summit has undoubtedly been the most anticipated diplomatic event ever since President Lee took office back in early June. So first, listen to what he told reporters about the summit aboard his flight to Washington.
최종적으로는 현실적이고도 합리적인 결론에 이르게 될 것이다. 다만 그 과정이 매우 힘든 건 분명하다. 힘든 줄 알면 또 대비할 수 있으니까 최선을 다해보겠습니다. 우리 국민들이 기대하는 바를 충족시키지는 못할지라도 최소한 실망하게 해드리지는 않아야 된다라는 그런 책임감을 가지고 있습니다.
Now, meanwhile, just like in Japan, the South Korean leader's first engagement after landing was with the local Korean community. Some 150 Korean residents and Korean Americans were invited to join the first couple for dinner. There, President Lee thanked them for serving as a bridge between the two countries and pledged to build a nation they can be proud of.
부단한 노력과 헌신으로 한국인의 위상을 높이고 번영과 평화의 한미동맹을 한층 굳건히 만드는데 열정적으로 기여해 오신 동포 여러분들께 이 자리를 빌려서 다시 한번 존경과 감사의 마음을 표합니다. 그 빛나는 노력이 헛되지 않도록 동포 사회의 다양한 목소리에 귀 기울이고 필요한 지원을 더욱 확대해 나가겠습니다.
And with that, President Lee wraps up his first day in the U.S. among his three-day visit.
Right, and Yoo-jin, walk us through President Lee's schedule for the next 2 days.
Right, so day one is already over, so the president will begin day two with a summit with U.S. President Donald Trump and a working lunch with him at the White House that you're seeing right behind me. Now, after that, he is scheduled to meet with prominent business leaders from both countries. And then later, he is scheduled to give a policy speech at the Center for Strategic and International Studies think tank, where he will outline his administration's foreign policy as well as his vision on the ROK-U.S. alliance. Then, on his final day, which will be Tuesday local time, the president will travel to Philadelphia to tour the Hanwha Philly shipyard recently acquired by Korea's Hanwha Group. And we've also heard that senior U.S. officials will accompany him. Now, after the tour, Korea's Air Force One jet will depart Tuesday evening and return to Korea on early Thursday.
I see a packed agenda, but of course, all eyes are on Monday's summit, right? Tell us what we can expect.
Right, so I can say that the shared sentiment among the president and his top aides is that this summit will definitely not be an easy one. Even the president's national security advisor, Lee Sung-rak, told reporters last week that this is a meeting with challenges.
The key theme of the South Korea-U.S. summit is stabilizing issues related to trade and the economy. The focus will also be on how to modernize the alliance and at the same time how to open up new areas of cooperation.
Now, to support President Lee, all three of his top aides, his chief of staff, chief of policy, and national security advisor are all in Washington. Now, probably because this summit is widely seen as a test of the administration's early diplomatic success and strategy, the administration has been pushing for what it calls a, quote, pragmatic diplomacy, putting national interest first. That's all I have for now. Back to you, Eun-ji.
All right, that was our presidential office correspondent Song Yoo-jin reporting live from Washington, D.C. Thank you for that, Yoo-jin.